What is it that women want? What's the end goal? What do you want in a personal relationship? What are you actually looking for?
I think women want love,
Okay.
compassion.
I'm making a note now.
Love, compassion, and support. And that word support is different for everyone. Some women need emotional support, some need financial support. But I would say those are the three things that most people are looking for. And acknowledgement. You know, I think that we're not often acknowledged for the things that we do. If we're running a household, working full time, taking care of the kids, taking care of you, there's an assumption it's your job. Well, yeah, it's my job, but doesn't mean, if anybody does a job well, it doesn't mean they don't want to be acknowledged for it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Or you could actually make it explicit and say it's your job, but also it's the man's job to say, well done.
Well, but it needs to come from your heart. I don't want you to just say it's well done because, you know, that's what I'm supposed to say. Do you really believe it's well done?
That's really interesting you say that, because I remember I went on, look, I used to be a Neanderthal. I'm going to tell you straight out. Because I'm a former accountant. And so I was very good with numbers, very good with logic, all of that. But people used to irritate me because they would get emotional. And I'm thinking, what is this? I can't put this emotion on my spreadsheet. What am I going to do with this? Do you know what I mean? And so I would get irritated, people being emotional. But what's funny, I was emotional too.
Right.
With my emotion, I would almost like be very dismissive with my emotions. So I'll be like thinking, I ain't got time for you. It's me talking to myself. I ain't got time for you right now. I've got things to do. And so I basically compartmentalize, put it into a box, and then deal with it later. But I'm not dealing
with it at all.
I'm sorry?
Or not deal with it at all.
No, I would come back to it. Right? But at that moment, ain't got no place in this conversation or in this situation or whatever. And so I would compartmentalize it. So I almost became disrespectful of my own emotions. So when I would see on display in other people, I'm thinking, come on, man, you should get this handled. Compartmentalize it, man. Let's get back to what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? Now, that approach doesn't work in a personal relationship. Where you say to the woman, just compartmentalize the man and start it all later. It doesn't work.
You know what does work is if you're in a fiery situation, it's always great to say, you know what, I'm just going to take a walk. Because you don't want to say the wrong thing because you're so heated. And I will come back to this.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, luckily I have that in my relationship when things are really heated, he will take a very long walk, maybe 2 hours. But, you know, sometimes I always think, you know, what you say is so important. And not just what you say, but how you say it. So if you just, before you open your mouth, you just say, you know what? I'm just not going to answer that right now. I just need to just calm down, cool down, and I'll come back to it. Because when you collect your thoughts, maybe what you thought was a big deal wasn't that big a deal in the first place. But in that moment, because you were irritated about something else or someone else aggravated you, then you responded in that manner. So it's good to just fix that.
Okay, so really what you're saying, women are nice to men. We're generalizing. Women are nice to men, meet all their needs, because in the end, they want the man to know that they're looking for love, compassion, support, and acknowledgement.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to see those words, those 4 things. I'm going to actually put it on this video so that the men can know that for their women who they actually think are important, she needs love, compassion, support, and acknowledgement. Because here's the thing, I think men are foolish when it comes to relationships. We genuinely don't know this. Now, all of us have mothers. Why didn't the mother tell us? Now, maybe it's not culturally the thing, but I would have thought, look, if I know something's really important for my child to know, to make them successful in life, I'm going to give it to them. So if I was a mother knowing this, that my son has no idea that this is what he needs to do and have in place so that he's successful with his wife, then I would make sure they have it. That's interesting. Because maybe mothers then need to know that men and women are not really exactly the same species. We're slightly different. So having said all of that, is that something that a relationship coach like yourself is sensitized to, knowing that men and women solve the same problems but in different ways?
Absolutely, absolutely. And in fact, I'm about to roll out a 5-day challenge, an online challenge that looks at improving relationship communication.
How can we jump on it if we're interested?
Well, I'll be rolling it out on Sunday, and it will start on Monday for 5 days. What I'll do is give you the link to my website where you can find out more information.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, it's just a really mini challenge, a daily way of getting online, and I'll ask you some questions and give you some homework, really thought-provoking about the way you communicate in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And just small tips and techniques that are quite effective to help you look at the way you communicate differently. Because a lot of us think we communicate in one way and we actually communicate in a different way altogether. And so I've run this challenge before, and I found that people were really surprised, like, wow, I didn't see that I communicated that way. So that's what it's about.
Okay. And who's the ideal person for this, would you say?
Ideal person is either somebody who's in a relationship and they're having some issues at the moment, or somebody that wants to be in a relationship but knows that every time I get in a relationship, there seems to be an issue with communication along the way. So maybe it's something I need to look at. So you don't have to be in a relationship at the moment. You may be looking to be in a relationship, or maybe just come out of a relationship. So it may be ideal for quite a few people I know.